normally typically don't cover funding news on this podcast, but Nomba raised $30 million. What was interesting was, hey, this is the funding winter where everybody is shouting, hey, capital is hard, this. But Nomba does raise $30 million. It reminds me of Isaac. He says, sow in that land, and you receive, and you reap. Don't go to Egypt where there's plenty. Where there's famine now, just sow there. So, but Nomba raised $30 million, and they got investment from Shopify. Those were two very, very interesting facts. So, Chingoze is here to help us out with that.
Okay. So like you already said, Nomba got a 30 million pre-series B round from a couple of investors. So it was led by Base 10 partners, and Shopify was one of the investors. So like you mentioned, it's a bit interesting because Shopify, yes, they've invested in a lot of other companies, but what and why are they investing in an African startup? So
Is this their first African startup? Is it
from what I have seen, this is their first. I haven't seen any other African startup that they've invested in, but it's also very possible they've invested in a lot of other startups that are, okay, maybe not a lot, but maybe one or two other startups in Africa. But I was trying to see the pattern, whether there's any pattern in the kind of startups they invest in. So they typically invest in, so Shopify, you know it as this platform where you have a product you want to sell. They just give you everything from a storefront to payment options and all of that. But they also investing in startups that sell directly to consumers, so direct to consumer brands. So it could be, it could be they've done an investment in a startup that helps with marketing. They've done it with like WhatsApp-based marketing as well. So a lot of it has just been targeting startups that are working directly with customers. I think Nomba is one of the few fintech startups they've invested in. But why? So I'm also looking at why they would be interested in investing in Nomba. I was trying to see if I could get a good number of how many people use Shopify in Africa. And it's not, these are not official figures, but the number is around 21,000 people. Majority of them are in South Africa, which is also interesting. If they're in South Africa, why are you investing in a Nigerian startup? But the thing is, Nomba's, let's say, their suite of services. So a lot of people know them as payment processing, but that's not all they do. So yes, they have the POS that you can use to accept payments. You can also accept payments on your website. But recently, they've started building in new features. So they have like business, we call them business banking features. So you can open a business account or a bank account for your business on Nomba. You can also get invoicing. So you want to create an invoice and send to a customer, you can do it. You can track. So if I have Chimgozi and Sons and I have 4 locations, I can track payments across all those locations using a Nomba account. There's also something they are building, which is like a restaurant management system of sorts, where my customers can order food and track the order, everything. Like let's call it an order management system that restaurants can use. There's a few other, like I call them bespoke options for businesses. So if, for example, I wanted to sell on Shopify, I guess they could use, because of this investment, they could now, Nomba could be like a payments partner in Africa. I don't know what payment partners the companies who sell on Shopify currently use, but Nomba could be a payment partner helping you. Like you have a Shopify store in Nigeria, but Nomba is a payment option. It could also mean that the Shopify sellers in Africa or in Nigeria could also they could put in some of these features. So basically, whenever they've done these investments, the companies have, like, they've added features that could help Shopify users. So perhaps, Nomba is looking at continental expansion. So maybe that's the reason they are doing it. We don't know when they will be doing the expansion, but that could be the reason.
Or maybe Shopify wants more users from Nigeria. Because
possibly.
it's it's also a large market in
Yeah.
Africa, right? And a lot of people do, a lot of online. I mean, they mostly do it on social media, and Shopify is probably thinking, what if we get all these guys on our platform through Nomba?
Yeah, I mean, there's Bumper.
Yeah.
Bumper
There's
Nomba.
also
So that shows that there's a market there.
Yeah.
So maybe
yeah.
this is Shopify trying to put, because I mean, everybody estimates that e-commerce activity is going to grow in Africa or in Nigeria. I agree with that. Although I think that the model might be slightly different. So as opposed to a large aggregator, it may be smaller e-commerce brands that are hyper-focused and hyper-targeted at certain segments that we would have. So this could be Shopify getting in as early as possible. I mean, there's already so Nomba has about 30,000 businesses on their platform. We don't know what the spread is like, but they also have a mobile money business, or let's call it agent banking business. So that agent banking business could probably make up a bulk of the 300,000 businesses. But this could also be Shopify trying to get in on the act before it's too late.
Is it possible to see a Shopify acquisition? Shopify acquiring Bumper?
I mean, yes, it's possible. So this is this is me. Yeah. So last one there was Qatar investing in Raise. They do similar things, and it's a bit similar to the Paystack Stripe acquisition that led Paystack Stripe investment that now led to an acquisition. You could say Moneypoint, PD, that brought up rumors of an acquisition. We can't say for sure whether there will be a Shopify Nomba acquisition. So sorry, Bumper acquisition. I mean,
either of them is a fair game, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Shopify hasn't done too many acquisitions. I mean, compared to guys like Amazon, they've not done too many. But they've also made. So, for example, they invested in.
Nice, yeah.
I think it's Afterpay, and they became the official buy now pay later partner for them, and they cashed out big when they went public. So that could be the play for them here.
All right, that's quite interesting, and I'd like to see how that plays out. Stripe Paystack was a really, really interesting one. Like by 2020, you could already smell it coming. This could happen, right? And it happened.